Harry, Prince Alex last time out went oh so close. It was arguably an excellent losing ride.
Yeah, it was frustrating to just be denied after we made a bold effort down the back straight, but take nothing away from the run. It was a really good performance, and hopefully he's bringing that same vein of form into this race.
I know we see it time and time again around Happy Valley. Obviously, it's a track that takes that little bit of riding, bit idiosyncratic, I suppose. But did the pace just slacken off, and you just sort of weren't happy with it, and you knew your horse would sort of stay it out strongly, and you sort of had to get on the move?
Absolutely. He's a horse that doesn't really quicken as such, and I just really felt we were going such a sedate pace down the bottom bend, and it just seemed right to make that initiative and take the bull by the horns, really. As I say, it nearly paid off, and he just gallops. So yeah, see how the race pans out. But I know that his staying power is certainly there.
He didn't win, but ultimately had little to lose for a horse 0 from 22. Well drawn here in 4. Course and distance record without winning is decent. So I guess you'd once again fancy your chances.
You'd have to. Good draw, so should be able to settle into a nice position and keep things relatively simple. He should run a nice race.
And just finally, I mean, if he did find his best, I mean, had a look back through his form early on, I mean, he's been placed off much higher marks, so he might just have that pound or two up his sleeve, mightn't he?
Yeah, I think he should do, to be honest, and with a bit of confidence off that last run as well. I think he's off a good mark.
Alexis, Spicy Gold is a horse that you've certainly got on at the very right time. He's won his last couple, and he was pretty good last time for you.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been progressive and improving quite a lot. I think he's a horse with a good potential, but his maturity wasn't quite there, and now he seems to be getting more experienced, and he's improving well.
I've spoken to his trainer Mark Noonan about this horse, Alexis, but from a jockey's perspective, what are the attributes that make him sort of adaptable for Happy Valley? Because since he's arrived at the city circuit, he seems to have taken his form to another level.
I think he would be capable of winning in Châtillon as well, but he's got good speed. He's trying very hard, and I would say his balance is quite good for the corner. I think it's one of the major reasons horses do well in Happy Valley. They need a good balance, which he has. So let's see.
I suppose what they do need as well is that good turn of foot, and he seems to have that also, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's capable of quickening quite well. I never have a doubt he was a quality horse. So I'm just happy he keep progressing, and hopefully got something else to give.
Just on paper and on form, they don't race on paper, they race on the turf, but I mean, it's a good race. Perfect General's in there last start winner, Storming Dragon's in form, so it's a tougher test for him, but you feel he's up to the mark?
Well, we'll find out, I guess, but he's very fit, the stable is in good form, and he's got a decent gait. If the track's fair and I can put him in the right spot, he'll run a good race.
Andrea, Simply Maverick runs again at the Valley on Wednesday night. I know we spoke about him last time, but he turned in a really good performance first up.
Oh, definitely. He ran a good first race. From a tricky draw, we actually managed to get a good position, and he travelled good into the race, and when I let him down, he just kept picking up all the way to the line. He got beat by a decent horse that he's obviously sort of repeat the form afterwards. So that was a good comeback round. Yeah,
I think that the point is certainly valid, isn't it? I mean, he is a good horse, star contact. He has been up to Chung Fan, had a trial in between. Did you feel that on the back of that run that he sort of needed that?
Yeah, it felt to me that he was going to come on for it. Like he was ready to take a run, which he showed that he was ready to go, but he definitely come on for it, and hopefully tomorrow at least he got a good draw this time. We won't have to use him as much, hopefully, to get our position, and he should be competitive again.
Does that good draw in 2 offset the big weight?
For sure. When you carry a top weight and when you're drawn on the outside, sometimes it doesn't look like you're using a lot of horse, but it can be that margin between winning and losing the race sometimes. That's maybe what cost us the last day. We weren't beaten that far. So having a good draw with a top weight, it makes a big difference, because hopefully we won't have to use him as much as you would from a tricky draw.
Yeah, he does look a strong chance. Talking of sort of not being beaten very far, the weekend must have given you a decent thrill. Voyage Bubble, I mean, he's probably, as it's turned out, been beaten by potentially another superstar of Hong Kong racing, but he ran a super race.
He ran a brilliant race. He's obviously, we know how good he is. He's a top-class horse, top-class miler. He showed it last year, any year before, listening to the Derby winner, so he was not surprised to see him running the way he did. Obviously, Galaxy Patch, he's a very good horse. You know, I was giving him £6, which is a lot of weight to give away, but you can't take anything away from the winner. He's obviously a very good horse, but I thought Voyage Bubble, he like at one stage he felt like he was going to finish 4th or 5th, and all of a sudden just sort of pulled himself together and then stayed on again. So he'll come on plenty for the race.
I know. I must ask you. I know, obviously, you're probably fully expecting maybe not to, but the merry-go-round that is sort of jockey bookings here in Hong Kong, you'd like to stay on him for December, wouldn't you?
Oh, listen, I'd love to get back on him, but it was nice to ride him the other day. You know, I just took it at it was my first ride on him, and it'd be nice to get back on him eventually. But listen, we can only try our best, and it was nice to ride him at least once anyway.
Lyle, Sweet Brier has been a pretty good servant to you, and last time out was no exception. That was a nice win.
Yeah, it was a really nice win. You know, he was first up for the season. I thought that he was only 70% ready going into it. He probably would have needed another trial, I expected, but he got a nice pitch in the race, and when it was time to produce, he really did, and I think he probably enjoyed actually being a little bit fresh. So it was a win full of merit, and he goes back up into Class 3 where he has performed well, but it is tough, and he just seems to always find one better. But hopefully with the run under the belt, a bit of improvement and that confidence again, hopefully we can have another good run.
You've more or less answered my next question, because he's always been that sort of nearly horse, hasn't he, in Class 3, but I guess there will come a day where he will crack it and everyone will say, well, we fully expected that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I almost think that sometimes he's his own worst enemy, just creeping up in the ratings, because he always runs consistently, but if he's in front for too long, he sort of maybe waits for a challenge, and if they snipe him, he just can't pick his feet up again. So yeah, he has been a little bit tricky in that way, but otherwise I think he's very honest, and if he gets into a fight out, he tries hard. So yeah, hopefully he can get the job done. He deserves the Class 3 win again, and yeah, looking forward to riding him.
Happy to see gate number 1?
Probably would have preferred 3 or 4, you know, just give him that little bit more space, but I don't mind at all. He starts really well. Yeah, no complaints. It should be a good spot. I'll choose it over 10 any day.